Hey and welcome to BoatProjectY. Thank you for joining us as we unveil the secrets behind transforming this extraordinary vessel and discover the hard work, the exceptional craftsmanship and the unyielding spirit of adventure that accompanies every build. Since this marks the major milestone in the restoration of my boat, I decided to give this moment the attention it deserves. Try fitting the new bow section. Once I tack weld a piece of steel, it's hard to get it to move in any direction, so it better fit like a glove. Measure, fit, eyeball, grind and repeat the whole process. A few stubborn bits on the keel and the hull had to be trimmed down first. Is it fitting now? Still not 100%. I did cut away a little extra from the old hull, which, on the bright side, gives me better access to the concrete I found hiding in the anchor locker. And then finally a dry fit I could live with. Time to tack weld it into place, right? Wrong. Behind that final slice of fresh steel there were the old diesel tanks, and let's just say I wasn't brave enough to start welding it near what could be a fireball waiting to happen, so change of course. The tanks had to be cut open and inspected for any leftover fuel vapors. Feeling a bit jittery about this fiery possibility, I asked my dad to stand by with a fire extinguisher and a water hose, just in case things got too excited. And Captain Forgetful, yours truly, went to grab a new grinder disc, only to step into the hole he just cut in the floor. No damage done here. Well, the steel underneath looks in good condition and the boat didn't catch fire, so let's call it a win-win. Wow, I've got to sit down for this one because it's close to my heart. This community, you, yes, you, has given me so much more than I ever hoped I could achieve with this channel. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart, really. So many people are involved, helping me, donating tools. There's Christian de Met who gave me some tools. Rob in Holland is overhauling my steering unit. I'm definitely forgetting a lot of people who are lending me a hand, whether it be with new ideas or insights or actually on the field, working, inhaling all the dust, getting their hands dirty. It is heartwarming. And just recently, I got two followers of this channel, Jasper, who saw a sister boat of mine. Well, he thought it was, took out his phone, ran off to the dock to grab a photo of it. It's amazing. Thank you very much, Jasper. These things really do help me. They give me new insights, they make me happy, and want me to continue on this project to get this boat back to her former beauty. And then there is Christian. Christian, thank you very much, who dig deep into his DVD collection and found actual footage of this boat, this actual boat, sailing on the canal to Brussels to go get a lovely dinner, I presume. Of course, no early 2000s style video would be complete without some glorious transitions. Yeah, you're welcome. I've included them all. And thanks to anybody and everybody who's watching, liking, subscribing to the channel. This helps me out a lot. So thank you very much, you guys. Hope you too chase your dream. Follow me along, because one day this beauty is going to get back to her former glory and in the water again, sailing around Europe. Mark my words. Alright, back to the grind. I was kind of done with grinding for the day though, but still in the mood for diesel and motor oil, so I dove into the engine room to disconnect the gearboxes and prep them for removal and maintenance. The idea is to support the gearbox so it doesn't get stress from the propeller shaft or the engine when I pull it free. I loosened all the bolts I could see and used the opportunity to dip into the engine bay and make room to hoist the gearbox out of his hiding hole. Once the bolts were free, the prof shaft should, in theory, be able to slide back a few centimeters, just enough to give me room to lift the gearbox from in between the coupling and the engine. Let's see if the shafts are still willing to move after all these years, and yeah, bingo! Let's check the inside too. Maybe that'll give me a clearer picture. Oh yeah! Alright, back outside. I'm finally going to close this off right as promised. Spoiler alert, no. Now that the underside of the bar was open, I just couldn't resist the opportunity to sort out the anchor locker from the inside. It would be extremely dumb to put that off till later, so I squeezed myself into this tiny manhole and got to work cleaning out the mess from within. My excitement level about this is very low, the sweat level though off the chart. At the time of filming, a heat wave was sweeping across Central Europe, and locking myself into this floating oven wasn't just exactly on my summer bucket list, but hey, with the right tools, even this job can be conquered. And about those tools, well, I'll dive into them on the next episode. See you there, shipmates. Ciao.